start off with a bit of subliminal advertising. Coffee today. And I'll tell you what makes a really nice cup of coffee. Is a nice spoon of coffee, heap spoon of coffee, 2 spoons of coffee mate and some milk. Nice. Can't beat it, especially in a TGBCH mug. So, Bunce coins. I thought it'd be a really good time, being as I've been asked a few questions about that this morning, to whack out a quick video and explain this, especially with what's going on with the mint at the moment. So they've just released a load of Queen £5 coins, and that's what started the conversation up. So the thing with Bunce coins is, let's take the £5 coin. £5 coin has been available since 1990. And before then, it was called a crown worth 25p. Then in 1990, they changed it and called it a £5 coin. Essentially, it's the same coin. It just went up by 20 times in value. And so they're stamped with £5 on them. So that's in 1990. So then, in 1990, they made £5 coins that were circulated condition, and they made £5 coins that were not circulated condition. They were Bunce condition, brilliant uncirculated condition, bit of subliminal. So you had 2 versions of the £5 coin. Circulated version, brilliant uncirculated, what I call Buncey. Of course, nobody used the circulated version. None of us wanted to use them. Nobody went using £5 coins in the high street. People just bought them and put them away. But they had a completely different finish. So then, what they decided to do is, in 2008, they decided to make brilliant uncirculated. They decided to stop making circulated versions of the £5 coin. So from 2008 onwards, you've only got brilliant uncirculated, Buncey. That's all you got. Before then, you had Buncey and circulated. 2008 onwards, no circulated. What that means is that the £5 coins that were minted in circulated quality between 1990 and 2008 are legal tender, and you can spend them in the shops. They are legal tender. But the brilliant uncirculated ones are not legal tender. Just like the 50p coins that you find in your change, legal tender, the 50p coins that you buy in a packet, not legal tender, right? Any coin that you buy in a packet, whether it's one of them packets or whether it's one of them packets, doesn't matter. Brilliant uncirculated means it's illegal to spend it. Why, I hear you ask? The reason for that is one of greed. It's quite simple, money and greed. And that comes about because they then started to make £20 coins, £10, £50, £100 coin even. Started to make all these high values. And they were doing a similar mistake that the Americans made with their $1 coins, is they did some kind of special deal where you could buy it with free postage and just pay the value of the coin. So people did. Bit subliminal. People did. And they did the same as they did in America over here. What they did was they bought loads and loads and loads of them on their credit cards, got masses of points on their credit cards, and then was able to transfer those points into gifts or air miles or whatever. And then as when they get all these £20 and £50 and £100 coins delivered, they go down to the bank and just cash them in. Just keep doing that. A lot of enterprising people did that because that's what was on offer. And they didn't want, the Royal Mint did not want these coins coming back to...
It's
all right, they're talking. I'm just doing a video and then I'll clump you. So the Royal Mint did not want these coins going back to the Mint. I'm getting daggers now. The Royal Mint did not want these coins going back to the Mint. They don't want to make them, send them out there at a huge expense and have people just take them into the bank and get them back. Don't want to do that. They want to sell them and have them out there. Sell them, have them out there. Sell them, have them out there. They don't want any back. It's not like the circulated coin market where it goes in and out, in and out, in and out of change. They do not want them. And so because of these enterprising people using their credit cards and stuff and really hammering it and really having a nice little tickle out of it, one bloke, he had £100,000 worth got stuck with. Because overnight the Royal Mint decided, what we'll do, we'll change that and we'll send out a letter to all the banks and post offices telling them from now on you don't have to accept these as legal tender because we're just going to change it. And from that moment on, they were no longer legal tender. And so the banks then refused to take them and refused to do it. So if you take your £20 coin into the bank, unless the staff actually are not clued up, you take a £20 coin into the bank, they won't exchange it. The only place it's legal tender, any brilliant uncirculated coin is legal tender, is in Her Majesty's courts. That's where it's legal tender, and it's the only place it's legal tender. So, legally, the only place you can spend this 50p is in Her Majesty's courts. You can't spend it in a shop because it is a different quality. Completely different argument from what we did over, or same argument even, what we did over the Peter Rabbit 50p's when we reverse engineered them, took the brilliants off and then put them out into circulation. Where that stands legally, who knows? But to actually go and spend one of these is illegal as a brilliant uncirculated coin. Any brilliant uncirculated coin, not legal tender in any shop. Only legal tender in Her Majesty's courts. And anything that's legal tender in Her Majesty's courts is also legal tender at www.thegreatbritishcoinhunt.com. So if you've got a £50 coin and you want to get rid of it, you can spend it in our shop instead of spending it and waiting until you get a fine and then spending it in Her Majesty's courts. So that's a story on brilliant uncirculated. They're not legal tender. So therefore, even though you could argue, well, if I wanted to spend that, I could, because I could just rough it up and I could just spend it. That's quite possible, but what you can't ever do is you can never spend a £5 coin. So when they go mass producing £5 coins, like they've done with the Queen, overproduced them, because they're being greedy again, so they've completely overproduced them, not worth buying into right now, might as well wait, because you will get vouchers off the mint that will bring the price down by at least a £5. So brilliant uncirculated coins not allowed to be spent in the shops. Like I say, we have an argument going on about the ones that we've put into circulation, but £5 coins, can't spend them. There's no argument over £5 coins because there are no circulated versions. So any £5 coin since 2008, you can't spend it. Neither can you spend a 10 or a 20 or a 50 or a 100. Hope that satisfies that. This has been Ian and www.greatbritishcoinhunt.com. Bye for now.